In a previous discussion, we talked about the effect of contention, and we showed a scenario that applies to the real world, and then took that scenario and talked about how software implements similar things. Now we're going to talk about another effect, and this effect is something called coherency delay, and we'll go into more detail about what coherency delay is, but we're going to start with a discussion. So in the discussion for this case, we're going to use the scenario of a group of people who have to schedule a meeting. Now, we're going to say that they are consistent or they are coherent when everyone agrees on the time. So we have, say, 4 or 5, however many people that all need to schedule a meeting. When they agree on the time for that meeting, that's when we say we are consistent. In order to do this, everyone's going to have to communicate with everybody else to figure out what fits their schedule. Now, this is pretty easy with 2 people. You'll just get those people on the phone, or they'll send an email or whatever and propose a time. Once they agree on the time, everything's fine, and they'll schedule that meeting. Gets a little harder when you have 5 people. Gets even harder when you have, say, 50 people. So, the more people you add, the more complicated it gets. So one of the questions that I want you to think about is, why does it get more complicated with more people? What is it about having more people that makes this problem harder? And then the other thing that I want you to think about is, what techniques would you use to make it easier? So I guess maybe the naive approach to this would be everybody calls everybody else, and then they agree on a time, and then they propagate that information amongst the rest of the group. But again, with a small group, maybe that's not too bad, but with a larger group, that gets really hard. So what would we do to make this easier if we wanted to simplify things? So we're going to take a moment. We're going to think about this. Again, discuss it with people around you if you think that's helpful, and then we'll regroup and talk about the results.